Good day, everyone. Today, we need to talk about something very serious. Recently, the New York Times published an article that tries to convince the world that reports of Christians being killed in Nigeria are exaggerated or the information was cooked up by one individual. According to the article, that Christian genocide in Nigeria is not real, that someone somewhere supplied the data the world used to jump on conclusions. That is a very dangerous claim, because what is happening in Nigeria is not a story created by one person sitting in his living room. It is a documented crisis with evidence from many sources. Let's break it down one after the other. Just weeks before this article was published, reports came out that the Nigerian government quietly paid about 9 million to American lobbying firm. It was not paid for roads, neither was it paid for healthcare development nor for security, but to improve Nigeria's international image, especially on allegation of killings of Christians. Think about that once again. Before I continue, please, if this is your first time on this channel, please support this channel by clicking on the subscription button, like, comment, and share this video for others to watch. And don't forget to turn on the notification bells for notifying you when we upload our new video. Thank you. Let's continue. In a country where doctors earn very little, where teachers are owed their salaries, where pensioners die waiting for benefits after working for 35 years in active service, the government funds millions of dollars to pay for public relations. Now, months later, an international newspaper publishes an article that downplays the Christian killings and focuses on discrediting one activist somewhere. This is how propaganda often works. When you cannot fully deny a problem, you change the conversation. You move attention away from victims and focus on attacking the messenger. You create doubt. You create confusion in the society. Instead of asking, are people being killed? The conversation becomes, can we trust the person? That is not journalism that protects victims. That is journalism that protects power. Now, let's talk about something very sensitive. Anyone who understands Nigerian politics knows this pattern. When the government needs someone to blame, it often looks in one direction. It finds an Igbo person. It becomes easy to say they are exaggerating, they are causing trouble. This is not new. In the 1960s, the same thing happened. Media narrative painted Igbo people as dangerous, and when massacres began, propaganda had already done its job. Victims were turned into civilians. We all know how that ended. Millions of lives were lost and wasted. Today, we must be very careful. This issue is not about one activist. It is about silencing voices that are calling attention to violence. Let's be clear about these facts. There are videos, thousands of them, videos of burned villages, videos of destroyed churches, videos of displaced family in the IDPs. These videos were not created by one man. Many were filmed by attackers themselves. Others were recorded by survivors, journalists, and human rights workers. International organizations have documented these killings. Amnesty International, human rights groups, and religion freedom organizations. Foreign lawmakers have visited affected areas. They spoke with survivors. They saw destroyed communities. These conclusions were not made based on social media posts. They were made after investigations, testimonies, and evidence. Even the United States government has taken action based on intelligence, satellite data, and security assessments. Major decisions like sanctions, designations, and military operations are not based on one activist's claims. That is not how governments operate. So, the idea that all of this came from one individual is simply not reasonable. What is really happening here is something else. There is growing international pressure on the Nigerian government. There are more questions about security failures. There is more criticism of leadership. And suddenly, instead of discussing killings, the discussion becomes about ethnicity. Instead of addressing violence, attention is placed on discrediting people who speak up. This strategy is familiar. Make the story about who is talking instead of what is happening. But here is the difference between the past and now. Today, the world is watching. The internet is on, watching everything. There is internet. There are smartphones. There are satellites. There is independent documentation. Truth does not depend on one voice anymore. While millions are spent on image management, communities are still suffering. While articles debate credibility, families are burying loved ones. While narratives are being shaped, people are fleeing their homes. If the killings are not happening, then open the doors, invite independent observers, allow unrestricted journalism, show the world peace. But governments that are innocent do not spend millions to convince others that nothing is wrong now. They fix the problem. Propaganda does not erase evidence, it only delays accountability. History has shown us where silence and denials lead. This is not about politics. This is not about ethnicity. This is about human lives. And the truth, no matter how much money is spent, has a way of coming out. Comment, like, and share. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel for politics updates like this. Thanks for watching.